I will never set foot in the Omni Royal Orleans Hotel, New Orleans again. As I stepped into the grand lobby, a sense of excitement washed over me. But that was short-lived. Oh, how I wish I could turn back time. The moment I arrived, I was ignored by the white female attendant for over half an hour. It was as if I was invisible. She was too busy chatting with the white couple ahead of me to acknowledge my presence. I felt like a ghost, a mere shadow lurking in the corner, waiting to be seen. It was a sickening feeling, like being forgotten in a crowded room. And then, the dreaded room assignment. I was given a tucked-away corner room with no views, and it reeked of stagnation. The air was thick with the scent of dampness, like a wet towel left to rot. I asked to speak to the manager, and she pretended to care, offered me a ticket to the New Year's gathering on the rooftop. But it was all a ruse. When I attended the gathering, I was the only African-American person there besides the band. It was a lonely, isolating experience, like being the only puzzle piece that didn't fit. But that was just the beginning. The room itself was a disaster. The couch was filthy, the carpet was stained, and the faucet was loose in the bathroom. It was like they took all the reject furniture from the 80s and 90s and dumped it in my room. The TV was an antiquated Panasonic, a relic from a bygone era. I couldn't even watch a movie in peace because it was stuck in the dark ages. And don't even get me started on the fitness center and pool. They were under construction, a fact they conveniently forgot to mention on their website. I was forced to find alternative gyms and options off-site, like a nomad searching for an oasis in the desert. It was a frustrating experience, like trying to hold water in my hands. But what really took the cake was the elevator situation. Only one elevator was working, and it was like a game of musical chairs, where you never knew when you'd be stuck. I was forced to trudge up and down the stairs, like a Sherpa carrying a heavy load. And to make matters worse, the construction noise was like a constant drumbeat in the background, a reminder that I was trapped in a nightmare. And then there was the rude bellman, who had the audacity to tell a guest that they were ruining the carpet with their suitcase. It was like he thought he was royalty, and we were his subjects. The lack of empathy was staggering, like a barren wasteland devoid of human emotions. As I reflect on my stay, I am filled with a sense of regret and longing. I wish I could turn back time, erase the memories of that dreadful place, but I know I can't. All I can do is warn others to spare them the pain and suffering I endured. Don't stay at the Omni Royal Orleans Hotel, New Orleans, unless you want to experience a never-ending cycle of disappointment and frustration. Trust me, you won't regret it. The staff was polite, but it was like they were reading from a devoid of genuine emotion. They went through the motions, like robots programmed to repeat the same lines over and over. It was a hollow experience, like a beautiful shell with no pearl inside. asked to speak to the manager, but they were like ghosts, invisible and unreachable. It was like they were hiding from their responsibilities, afraid to face the music, and when they did finally respond, it was like they were trying to pacify me, to silence me with empty promises and hollow apologies. As I looked around, I saw a hotel in disarray, like a house of cards on the verge of collapse. The common areas were under renovation, a mess of construction and chaos. It was like they were trying to rebuild the Titanic, but it was too late. The ship had already sunk. I felt like a victim, trapped in a never-ending nightmare, with no escape in sight. The Omni Royal Orleans Hotel, New Orleans, was a scam, a trap, a deceitful lie. They promised the world, but delivered nothing but disappointment and heartache.
Welcome to our comprehensive analysis of the businesses surrounding the Omni Royal Orleans Hotel in New Orleans, a city brimming with vibrant culture, rich history, and as well uncover a few surprises for the unsuspecting traveler. Our exploration today will paint a picture of the local business landscape, guiding you through the maze of experiences you might encounter during your stay. As we step out of the luxurious embrace of the Omni Royal Orleans Hotel, we find ourselves in a neighborhood that promises much, but as we've discovered from the whisperings of fellow travelers, sometimes falls short. It's a tale of expectations set high against the backdrop of reality's jagged edge. Let's start with Hype House Fitness, a beacon for those seeking to maintain their workout routine amidst the city's indulgent offerings. However, the establishment's rigid adherence to policy over customer satisfaction has left a sour taste in the mouths of many. It seems that punctuality is the soul of their wit, but flexibility is not part of their routine. First-timers, beware, arriving a mere minutes early may see you turned away, your eagerness to break a sweat dismissed with a cold shoulder. This is not the warm southern welcome one might expect. Moving on to the Napoleon House, a place steeped in history and charm, yet marred by service that can be as cold as its alleged ghostly inhabitants. The experiences shared by patrons suggest a pattern of neglect, from absentee waitstaff to food that doesn't quite hit the mark. The jambalaya, a dish that should dance with flavor, seems to have forgotten its steps here, leaving diners with a lackluster performance on their palates. The ambience may draw you in, but the culinary experience might just have you dancing out the door in search of more attentive hospitality. It's a curious conundrum, isn't it? A city that prides itself on warmth and welcome, yet some of its businesses seem to have missed the memo. As we delve deeper into the reviews, a pattern emerges: the specter of expectation clashing with the reality of experience. It's a dance as old as time, but in a place where every corner promises a story, it's disheartening to find chapters that disappoint. So what's a traveler to do? The key, dear friends, is to tread with caution, to arm yourself with knowledge before embarking on your adventures. Seek out the gems that shine brightly amidst the rough, and remember that in the heart of New Orleans, there are always more stories to be told, more experiences to savor. In conclusion, while the businesses near the Omni Royal Orleans Hotel may not all live up to the city's illustrious reputation, there is a lesson to be learned. Embrace the unexpected, prepare for the unyielding, and always keep your heart open to the beauty that surrounds you. For in New Orleans, even the most lackluster encounter is but a footnote in a tale of wonder and delight. As we wrap up our analysis, let us remember that the essence of travel lies in discovery, both of the world around us and